I am Dr. K. Kaleeswari, Department of BCom CA, Villalar College for Women. My topic is crossing of check. What is check? A check is widely used mode of cashless payment. It is a widely used mode of cashless payment. Even in the age of digital banking, it continues to be significant in the banking industry. It is used in both small and large transactions. This mode of payment is preferred many as it involves the convenient and secure transfer of fund. Definition of check. Check is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order addressed to a banker, signed by the person who has deposited money with the banker, requiring him to pay on demand a certain sum of money only to or to the order of certain person or to the bearer of instrument. A check is a written document, written order to a bank to pay a specified amount of money to a named person or entity. It is a legally binding document and a widely accepted method of payment. Parts of a check. 3 parties are involved in a check transaction: drawer, payee, and drawee. Drawer means the person who writes a check. Then payee, the person to whom the check is payable, is called payee. Then drawee, the bank on which the check is drawn, is called drawee. Then characteristics of a check. Check is an instrument in writing. Check contains an unconditional order. Check is drawn by a customer on his bank. Check must be signed by customer. It must be payable on demand. It must be mentioned exact amount to be paid. Payee must be certain to whom payment is made. Check must be duly dated by customer of bank. Check has 3 parties: drawer, drawee, and payee. Types of check. Here are the main types of check. Bearer check. The bearer check is payable to the person specified there in order or to any other else who present it to the bank for payment. However, such checks are risky. This is because if such checks are lost, the finder of the check can collect payment from the bank. Then open check. When a check is not crossed, it is known as open check or an uncrossed check. The payment of such a check can be obtained at the counter of the bank. An open check may be a bearer check or an order one. It is basically an uncrossed check and it can be encashed at any bank and payment can be made to the person bearing the check. It is transferable from one original payee to another payee. So next time, crossed check. Crossing of check means drawing 2 parallel lines on the face of the check with or without additional words like on company or account payee are not negotiable. A crossed check cannot be encashed at any cash counter of a bank, but it can only be credited to the payee's account. The types of crossing. Here are the various types of crossing: general crossing, special crossing, not negotiable crossing, and restrictive crossing. First, general crossing. General crossing, a check is said to be crossed generally where it bears across its face an addition of the words and company or any abbreviation thereof between 2 parallel transverse lines, either with or without the words not negotiable, or 2 parallel transverse lines simply either with or without the words not negotiable. Specimen of general crossing. The lines must be drawn parallel and transverse. It means that they should be arranged in a crosswise direction. They should not be straight lines. The lines are generally drawn on the left hand side. The words not negotiable may be added to a crossing. The words and company may be written in between lines. Special crossing. When a particular bank's name is written in between the 2 parallel lines, the check is said to be specially crossed. The effect of special crossing is that the bank makes payment only to the banker whose name is written in the crossing. Specially crossed checks are more safe than a gently crossed check. Specimen of gentle crossing. 2 parallel transverse lines are not at all essential for a special crossing. The name of a banker must be necessarily specified across the face of the check. The name of the banker itself continues special crossing. It must appear on the left hand side, preferably on the corner. The 2 parallel transverse lines and the words not negotiable be added to a special crossing. Then the difference between general crossing and special crossing. General crossing, in this type of crossing, the two parallel transverse lines are there. In special crossing, there is no necessary drawing two parallel transverse lines. In general crossing, money can be encashed by any banker. Under special crossing, money can be encashed only by the bank shown under crossing. General crossing having less safe, and special crossing provide more safe to customers. General crossing can be converted into special crossing, but special crossing cannot be converted. The not negotiable crossing. A not negotiable crossing check is a type of crossed check that cannot be negotiated. This means that the person who received the check cannot claim a better title than the person who gave it to them. The check can be transferred but cannot be negotiated. In such cases, the check holder will bear the title of a transferor only. Then restrictive crossing. In restrictive crossing, the words account payee are added to the general or special crossing. The words account payee on a check or a direction to the collecting banker that the amount collected on the check is to be credited to the account of the payee. If he credits the proceeds to a different account, he is guilty of negligence and will be liable to the true owner for the amount of the check. In practice, the collecting banker sees to it that such instruction is carried out and usually refuses to accept account payee crossed check with any endorsement thereon. Often checks are crossed with two parallel transverse lines, and in between two parallel lines the words account payee or account payee only are written. This means that the proceeds of the check are to be credited to the account of the payee only. This type of crossing is also called restrictive crossing. Then who can cross the check? The drawer of the check can cross the check generally or specially. If it is an open check, then the holder can cross the check generally or specially. If the check is crossed generally, the holder can cross it specially. An authorized representative of the account holder or payee can also cross a check on their behalf. Thank you.